Hi, friends and fam. I'm Nathan. Thanks for being here. I wanted to share. I'm just feeling compelled again to share, and was feeling honestly tonight. I've been sort of contemplating the word nominal, to be honest. But I wanted to I wanted to share some thoughts on the word nominal. Um, Kind of, and I'm going to start with honestly a reminder of my tattoo. And so my tattoo is these two lines are the absolute value symbol around the question mark, and then the equal sign, and then a plus sign. So how I've always read this is the absolute value of any question equals a positive answer. And yeah, it's a tattoo that kind of came together as I was doodling on a card that I was making for a friend. And the card only had a question mark on the front of it when I bought it. And then as I was kind of playing with the card to sign it, I actually was doodling around the front of it, around the question mark, and then ended up doodling that. And so ever since, that's really become it's sort of a reminder of one of my core beliefs. I really do feel, or one of my core tenets, I guess we'll say, of I really believe and feel that the absolute value of any question equals a positive answer. Like, I've always loved asking questions, and I do feel that yes, the equation in our lives feels much more complicated than this, but this has been an equation that I've applied to my life around I just feel like if I at least keep asking the questions, the ultimate, I don't want to say the word end because I don't really vibe with the word end with this whole life gig at all, to be real. So, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that go back to the absolute value part, right? So absolute value is an algebraic symbol that really, I think the actual book definition of the absolute value is distance from zero on a number line. So if you have a number line of, the infinite number of negative numbers, is there an infinite, that brings up a whole other question around infinity and the polarity of negative positive. Is that even, okay, I digress. The point is, on a number line, the absolute value is you have your negative number side of the number line, you have your positive side of the number line, and then in the middle of that, you have the zero, right? And the absolute value of any number is the number of steps from that number to the 0 point on the number line. And I've always loved that like, it doesn't matter if it's a negative number or a positive number, it's always going to be the positive integer of that number, the positive version of that number, right? So like -9, the absolute value of -9 on a number line is +9 because it's 9 steps from that -9 to the 0 on the number line. And I love that. And I don't know, I was honestly just kind of doing my sit and contemplate type modes, and because I was thinking about my tattoo, honestly, because I did want to do a share around my tattoo. This is something that's very important to me, and something I want to start implementing more in my life, like sharing more the energy of. And I just feel like the beginning or re-beginning of me sharing the energy of my tattoo again more is to explain it again. And I was thinking about that number line concept around the absolute value. And again, my videos, I'm going to be honest that I'm not editing, not going to happen at this point. And I'm a rambler at some point because I do what I call the neurodivergent version of sharing, which means I do jump around a bit in the story. And so they're going to be, any of my videos at this point are going to be probably fairly long. I'm not good at keeping it the 2-minute and under preferred internet social media algorithm. I'm going to call it, of the 2 minutes or less. Nah, screw that. So anyway, back to the number line. You have the negative side, the positive side, the 0 in the middle. And I have a history of audio engineering, right? I did out of high school, I ended up going to a local technical college that was doing an audio recording program. So it was studio engineering for music, really. That's why I did it. I wanted to record music that I was writing and stuff, and I had a band at the time, and I wanted to record the music with the band too. And actually, no, I didn't have a band at that point. Not before I entered the school, I will say. The band developed within the context of the school. That was great. But nominal, the word, back to the point, is as an audio recording or live sound mixing on your audio boards that the audio engineers are using to run the show that you hear out of the speakers from the awesome musicians that you're watching. On those boards, there is a position called nominal, and nominal is 0. It's considered to be the 0. It's meant to be a decibel indication of decibels, so sound. So, but it's the point on with for that piece of equipment, for that sound mixer, it is supposed to be the point that there will be the least amount of, well, back in analog days and more in less digital, it was supposed to be the point of where there was the least amount of distortion getting added to the sound that was passing through the audio channel of that board. That's nominal. In fact, let me read the definition of nominal in the audio version of nominal. So nominal audio level, so when I do these searches now, there's this thing called AI overview now. It's called, I don't know, that's I'm reading the first thing that I see on my search here. As I see search the phrase nominal audio. Nominal audio level is the operating level at which an electronic signal processing device is designed to work. So basically it's just saying it's supposed to be the most efficient, the best sounding level of sound or audio passing through that channel of the audio mixer. That's nominal. And I love that that's 0. It's actually shows as a 0 on your sound mixers. And because back to the number line part is one of my other favorite parts about 0 on the number line is, so because the distance from 0, going back to that, absolute value is the distance from 0 on a number line. And so in a way it's like, well, that's, so maybe this whole life gig is just our walking the distance from here to 0, wherever that is. But my other favorite part about 0 is the flip side of 0 is infinity. It's the same coin. They're flip sides. They're opposite sides, yes, perceived as polar opposites, I guess we would say. But they are on the same coin, right? So you have your 0, your infinity, and they're on the same darn coin. Effectively, I guess. At least that's the belief I currently subscribe to or vibe with, resonate with in this life space right now. And so nominal is 0. I love that that's also the most efficient, supposed to be the highest quality version of sound coming through that piece of device or that channel of the sound mixer. And then, as it says here, it is the operating level at which an electronic signal processing device is designed to work. It's funny because it goes on to say it's a semi-arbitrary point within the dynamic range of the equipment, based on the manufacturer's knowledge of the design and audio industry conventions. So yeah, it's designed to provide a high signal-to-noise ratio, meaning like the least amount of noise getting added to the sound that you're running through that audio channel. Okay, anyway, but then the other version of nominal, which is also 0 on the sound mixer, which this is how I like to play with thoughts and things in this world. Play with the experience of what I am feeling too. It's like it is there's feeling going through all this too, as I'm feeling through these words and these various elements of it that I don't know, think about, contemplate. And we'll say the Webster's or the dictionary definition of nominal is existing or being something in name or form only. So like the nominal head of his party. Oh, that's interesting. That's fascinating. Can I say something? So nominal, definition A that I'm seeing here, the first thing that pops up in my browser here on my phone. Existing or being something in name or form only. And then the example sentence, which just cracks me up. Nominal head of his party. Nominal head of his or her party, I'll say. It says his, but I'm adding the his or her, whatever. And keeping it balanced. That's funny to me because they're referring to politics, clearly. So it's interesting that the word nominal in the context of the definition is something that really only exists because it is named as something that exists. It's not necessarily real, I guess is what this is saying. Relating to or does that designated or, it's because it goes on. The definition B of nominal is of, being, or relating to a designated or theoretical size that may vary from the actual. So approximate. Fascinating. That's really fascinating to me. So that's the definition, the dictionary definition of the word nominal. And the reason I'm talking about the word nominal is because it's the 0 point. As a person, this is how I think of the word nominal because I used to do a lot of live sound work and studio stuff, music studio stuff. And 0 is the number that's listed next to on the nominal line on that sound mixer. Nominal is the point that a electronic device is supposed to be operating at its highest level, we'll say, its most meant level, it's most meant to be. I don't know how I'm saying it. I don't want to look again on the phone. So, but then another path I went with this word nominal. I went to the etymology, right? I can't help but always go to the etymology. Etymology. So the etymology of nominal, it does bring up the name, pertaining to a name or names. Is what it talks about, mostly meaning of the nature of names. That's just a different phrasing around the name, basically nominal being the naming of something. Or being existing as a name, I guess is how it kind of reads to me. Being so in name only. Meaning being so in name only. That is recorded from the 1620s. That's interesting. But when I scroll further, then I see this, because the etymology site goes through multiple variants and variations from different cultures and places in the history of these words. And at one point it talks about nominalism. Nominalism? So the word nominal has an ism. How wild is that? I never would have thought. And it talks about nominalism as being the view that treats abstract concepts as names only, not realities. The doctrine that common nouns are mere conveniences in thought or speech, representing nothing in the real things. That's 1820 from French nominalism, 1752 from nominal, from Latin. Okay. One more time. I got to read this one more time because it just blows my mind. Nominalism, the view that treats abstract concepts as names only, not realities. The doctrine that common nouns are mere conveniences in thought or speech, representing nothing in the real things. This sounds like an 1820s, 1750s it goes back to, and 1650. Like this sounds like going all the way back to the 1650s. I'm seeing, like medieval thinkers. 1895. I mean, it just goes back really far. What feels like really far to me in this brief 48 years of perceived years of my life so far. It's literally like hundreds of years or, more than that of a different version of matrix concepts is what it feels like to me. How I do vibe with, I do feel like there is a program feeling of this life because I do feel programmed. I feel like there is a lot going on around me all the time that really is intending to program me. And what I also feel is there's a good chance I'm the programmer of this space, of my life space. It doesn't, I mean, like we are all our own individual programmers of our life space. And I don't know, it's kind of a feeling I have around, especially the algorithm concept. And yeah, I mean, I do vibe with the matrix concept in a lot of ways. And this is fascinating to me because we don't talk about the history of these ideas. Like we all think, I don't know, I hate making broad statements because I don't know what we all think. We all don't think the same thing of anything, but it is a very common, popular concept, the matrix feeling and idea. And I feel more and more people feeling that, even people that I never would have thought would have ever considered that concept are really starting to feel that in their own life space. That energy of that, which could be another program. So it does, okay, let's go. Let's roll with it. So it's so mind blowing. The history of these words, and then the different, I guess, the path of these words, and how the path of many of these words that we have in our lives, and how they're been used throughout our histories and in ways that we never even are aware of, and a lot of our daily use, our daily speech use of a lot of these words is really, honestly, fascinating and mind-blowing, soul-blowing to me. And I'll never get tired of looking into this stuff. But I'm going to end it there. That's, I guess, no, one final point. Again, one of my favorite part, because the nominal, it's the 0 point on the board, which, back to this tattoo around the absolute value concepts, and how it's just, I do feel like there's a lot of interesting energy in that absolute value idea that I've ended up putting on my body in the context with this question, because I love the questions. That going back to the point that the 0 point on the number line, to me, the flip side of that is also infinity. And I do also feel like that number line is infinite. Like, what we perceive as a line, or what we theorize as a line, or what we've been programmed to feel as a line. Anyway, yeah, this is actually kind of what I do in my evenings. I'll be real, even if I wasn't talking about what I'm doing, this is probably just going down this bunny hole is what I would be doing. Whether I was doing it verbally with y'all here, or just quietly in one of my favorite evening tea time sitting spots. But again, love you. Thanks for being here. And have a good day, evening.